Look at these cool, amazing shell pieces. They look like sharp teeth, but they're actually mother of pearl slash shell. Really cool iridescent. It's one of my favorite things to work with is mother of pearl or shell pieces. So let's find two that kind of go together. Let's see. They're pretty close in size and shape, and they're also kind of facing each other a little bit. And these happen to have a hole drilled through them. So you can get all kinds of cool pieces like this if you just look around. Like to go to thrift stores, well, maybe not now, but check out weird places, take apart old jewelry, and then you can recycle and make unusual stuff in ways that nobody would ever think to put it together. I'm going to pair this with another unusual stone. This is, it looks like bird's eye jasper to me because they look like little eyes, but people are telling me this is leopard skin jasper. Either way, it's a phenomenal stone. This is an 8mm. I'll put that right there. And then we'll get more shell beads, 6mm. Blend right in with that nice iridescent kind of creamy white beige. And these could go either way. You could do antique brass, or in this case, I want them to be elegant. This is kind of like elegant, like high-end earrings. So I'm gonna do silver, I'm gonna do 20 gauge. And we'll start out with just taking, these can't take jump rings. The hole is too wide. So we're gonna have to make our little makeshift thing. So we're gonna take about, just to be on the safe side, we'll take about 5 inches. Probably not gonna use it all, not even close. And they're drilled straight through the side like that. You want that part to show, so bring it to the middle, bend it. You can do this with any pendant that's, any stone that's drilled straight through the side at the top. Bend these over like this, give it one twist, and then bring the wires together and bend them right or left, I don't care, but give them a right angle. Pull them together. Let's twist them twice just to be on the safe side so they don't come apart. And then give them the right angle. Get your round nose pliers, give them a nice loop. Halfway down the round nose pliers, wrap it around. Roll it in. This could work with 22 gauge too. This is a little bit tight here, but I'm making it a little bigger because I want to have room to scarf it. So now I'm about this far down on my pliers. My round nose, I'll go a little bigger, about 2/3 of the way down. There we go. Now take this like that and just wrap this around like that. It's like a scarf, but you're going down instead of going up. And you're just wrapping around and around and around until you run out of wire or until you're happy about how far down you came. See how pretty that looks? And you just got to get rid of those sharp ends. And in this case, usually you have little crevices here you can tuck them. Be careful, make sure they're fully tucked. I'm going to cut that there. I'm going to pinch these in. See if I can tuck them right under there. I'm squeezing tight, but be careful because you could snap your shell piece if you are too rough. This is why 22 gauge might be a little bit gentler, 20 gauge is a little rough. So those are still sharp. You could wrap them and fold them up and put them down inside the loop, but we're too late for that. We've already made an elegant wrap and it's coming down. So we gotta, especially when there's two of them, sometimes it's hard to do this, but just keep pinching, moving and pinching, and then testing it. Make sure there's no scratch. I still have a tiny bit of a scratch. It's much safer now, but we want them totally pinched in. Like they are not gonna scratch anyone. Okay, one of them's in. The other one's poking out a little bit. Let's get that one that's poking out. Squeezed. Whoa, I squeezed him so much he popped out. That's okay. Come back and squeeze him this way. Get him back in. And he made like a weird little loop when he popped out. See that? It means that you left too much wire. So we'll just give him a little cut. Make sure you're cutting the right spot. You want to cut the wrong wire and the whole thing will start falling apart. Give him a little cut, a little bit, a tiny bit more. Get that extra wire out of there. Now we'll try pinching him again. Pull him up. Oh man, he's all messed up. He's all mangled. Look at that. See that? Gross. It's nasty. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Let's just pull him out like this. It's okay, pull him out. Pull him out. Cut him again, cut him way far back. There we go. Now we should be able to tuck this part right here. Pinch it, pinch that part in, and boom, gone. He's gone. He went right in. This guy got kind of twisted up, kind of wonky. We want it to sit like this. and we want that loop to come straight up. Not necessarily, but I think it looks cute. It's a pretty loop. I mean, show it off, right? So I'm turning it so it looks straight up, and now it's going diagonal. I'm moving it back where I want it to be. There we go. Let's do the next one. Even though they're supposed to look similar, I'm going to show you the other way to do it. This time I'm going to wrap it up into the scarf area because I think that's a little easier. So this one's drilled really close to the top. You got to be careful. You can really break your piece if you're too rough with it. Carefully fold these over. Give them the twist. Hopefully I'm not going to break the shell. If I do, I have more. I can pick a different one, but these two match really nicely. Bring them together. Move them to the, bend them to the side, right angle with the piece. Hit your round nose. Remember we said we're moving all the way up there. That's where we're going to do it. And wrap them around. And this time, let's come down from the base. Ooh, there we go. Come down from the base, and now we're going to fold it back up. You gotta be real careful that you're put the pressure on the wire, not the stone, because you could snap it. This could snap any second. I'm trying to be real careful. And yeah, definitely do 22 gauge. This 20 gauge is really a little bit hard. But see, now I came up to the top of the loop. This is a better place to tuck it. Should have done this the first time, but I was trying to be slick and show you how I'm so versatile. I can do anything. Well, I can do anything, but some things are definitely harder than others. And why make it harder on yourself when you don't need to? So I cut those two ends right there. See those two ends? And now we got to tuck them into the little bowl made by the scarf. And it should be easier this time because we have a big... Nope, it's not that much easier. Let's do one at a time. Pull this guy out carefully. I'm having trouble getting in there. I'm going to use my round nose to really get in there. Actually, somebody got me these nice pliers. Let me try them out. They have really teeny tiny tips. Oh yeah. Let's see what we can do with these guys. Yeah, we got right in there. Let's pull them back out. They need to be clipped a little more because tucking is like this crazy thing. You got to cut it just the right amount. And be careful not to shoot those sharp ends in your eye. Close your eye or aim them away from you. Wear glasses. All of the above. All right. Just pinch him. Sometimes when you try to pinch them, they try to back up on you instead of rolling where you want them to. I think I'm going to go back to these pliers. Okay. Yep. It's pinching them. Okay, this is proving not to be any easier than the first time. Well, now you know the hardest way to do this, and you know it's so hard. You probably should just not make these. Just leave it to me. Let me make them. Just watch. Because it's too hard for you guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. With 22 gauge, this would be a lot easier. Even 24 gauge. Because you're making a double loop up there. It's going to be strong enough, and you're wrapping it around itself several times. So 24 gauge is a little flimsy, but for this, it'll be fine. But I got them in. I got those sharp ends in. That one's almost in. Get a little bit more. There we go. They're tucked. They're good. And nice. Again, take this, move it where you want it to be. Make sure your sharp ends don't become untucked while you're moving it. Okay, put it down, and they look good. All right, here comes the easy part. Cut yourself about another, let's do 5.5 inches. Stack these beads on there. This time, don't bring them to the middle. Slide up like that. Give yourself a little bit of a right angle. Roll. Roll. Till you have a nice loop. Pull it tight. Bend against the stones. Roll. Wrap it around like that. And wrap around diagonal in the crease, diagonal in the crease, diagonal around the last loop. And you make this pretty, very pretty little wrap. And now we just take that last part right there. Cut the tiniest little bit. I promise this will be much easier tucking. I don't know what that was before, some kind of crazy disaster. I led you in. I led you in and I scared you, and it was very scary. This one, just tuck it right like that. Boom. Disappears. It's good. Make sure these are all turning the way you want them to. You can just open it up and attach it right like that if you don't want to put a jump ring in between. I'm going to do that. I think that will, you have to, only one side opens, but in this case, it doesn't matter because you can flip them either way. So I'm going to put them on. I don't want too much space in between my beautiful piece and my beautiful stones. So close that up. Make sure you tuck this very tight. This is a time where if you have 22 gauge, I think it'll be too flimsy, or definitely 24. So I would say instead of doing what I'm doing, put a little jump ring in between them. That'll make it stronger. All right. And try to place them so that your diagonals are facing out, because that always looks pretty. And let's test the other one out with a jump ring and see if that looks, maybe it'll look better. Maybe I'll want to switch it to the jump ring. Always play around with your pieces. Have fun. There we go. Here's without the jump ring, and that's with the jump ring. Yeah, I definitely like it when they're a little tighter like that without the jump ring. But again, if you're using thin wire, definitely use the jump ring in between. It'll make it stronger than trying to open up that teeny tiny loop. But this 20 gauge is really strong, as you could see me fighting with it. So I'm going to open up the little baby loop and get him in there. Now, if you do it this way, make sure that little baby loop is tucked really tight. You want to ever come out if it gets pulled too hard. There we have it. Very elegant, very nice.